Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 4, season 10. That's where we are, ladies. And we are currently seeing the girls jet set off to Nevis on this episode. And I think Giselle did a pretty good job of just coordinating a really classy, elegant trip. But within that, Giselle, she has to throw her shade, and did. So the episode begins where we left off last week with the girls just basically bickering at the Preakness event. We end up seeing the first lady who invited Wendy, who really was only there for 2 seconds and didn't want to be on camera. So, Kiana threw some shade at that situation. And the ladies are just kind of continuing to bicker and banter amongst each other. Shots were thrown from Ashley, surprisingly, towards Tiffany. I can't remember what the issue was, but whatever it was, Tiffany checked her very nicely, and I like that. She was like, if you want to have a problem with me, Ashley, I've already apologized for whatever you were offended for. Oh, because Tiffany said it was rude that she didn't invite her to some type of event with all the girls being there. She's like, if you're going to call somebody and invite them to the event, you should do it amongst themselves, not invite a group of girls, separately while we're all standing here. So it was kind of rude. So Ashley was like, I'm trying to go back and forth with her. And Tiffany was like, I've already apologized if it came off that way. I wasn't trying to be shady. I just thought it was rude. And Ashley wanted an issue. She's like, I'm not giving you an issue. If you want an issue, take that issue up with yourself. In this same scene, we did get Jazzy enters the venue and says hello to the ladies. They have a little moment, her and Angel, who kind of shades her on being a wag of a starter husband. Apparently, Angel's husband was a starter for 10 years, and Jazzy's new husband is just a regular bench warmer player. She was implying. It's a little shady. Starting not to like Angel either. If she don't get it together, I liked her first. If you guys watch my first week, I was like, oh, I'm gonna like her. She's my kind of girl. Starting to lose me. Kay decides to jump herself back in more drama with Jazzy. So we have the friend, the yuppie, jumping on Jazzy, saying, my man's a starter. And then we have the Pitbull jumping on Jazzy and basically saying, I heard you had some beef for me. Wendy said you had some tea for me or whatever, some drama for me, and something to say about me. And Jazzy was like, what? So Wendy just basically said, it was messy of Wendy in that situation to make it a thing, but it was also messy for Kiana to just not call the girl in private, or just not like, I don't know, it's like everything she wants to address on camera and make it a scene. Some things don't have to be addressed on camera. They're very minute and small things. Address the big stuff on camera. We don't care about y'all's tiny, tiny, tiny nuance bickering over NAACP seats and what else is K-drama? Somebody he said, she said between Wendy and, no, bring the tax evasion stuff. Bring the alcohol. I know it sounds messy, but bring the big deal stuff to the TV screens. We do not care about y'all kindergarten bickering. Come on, Kay. If you want a scene, make the scene worth our while. So that's what Kay has to learn. She's bringing everything to the camera. I can just see her. I'm taking notes and I'm bringing everything on screen. No. Somebody sleep with your man? No. You talk about colorism? No. You talk about something that is very impactful to your business, to your relationship, to your relationship with your mom. What is the big deal about these small little unmeaningful things? Even Ashley this season doing the same thing. Stacey's breath. Who cares? Stacey's mom. It's got it going on. Anyway, but yeah, it's giving so childish this season. They have nothing to talk about. So they're bringing up things that really the viewers don't care about. And I can tell because y'all ain't even watching these reviews halfway. Potomac is not probably getting the ratings that it thought it was going to get because of the initial positive feedback from the first episode. The first episode was good, and it's just kind of going downhill from there. And I'll say one more thing. I think if anything, we're still watching I think it's entertaining to see Wendy knowing what she's going through and seeing how she's maneuvering in the season. And she's kind of eating the girls up. It's made me like her, even though she's might be going to jail for 10 years, sadly. But I still feel like she's doing so good this season, and it's making it hard, or it's making it fun to watch her season character versus what she's going on now and going through now in reality. So as the women go back and forth with their meaningless, childish bickering, Jazzy does kind of nip Jay a little bit in the bud and just basically says, I'm going to give you grace. I know you're going through a lot with Greg. I know Greg is putting you through it. And she's like, your man got 2 kids before you even got married to him. And Jazzy's like, okay, everybody knows that. Still got my NBA money. Like, I don't know. She didn't say that, whatever. NFL money. But she didn't say that. But that's how I took it. Like, oh, he's still paying me for my pain. But anyway, that didn't eat the way Kiana thought it did. But it kind of did eat a low-key Kiana. I'm going to give you that one. But it kind of also didn't because it was just like more mean girl Kiana lashing out. You started the drama. Now Jazzy finished it and you're salty and mad because she called your relationship out. And to call her relationship out on some old news that we already know, we already divested and discussed last season about the mistress and the babies and all that. It's old news, so we've already moved on. And so should you. So that just kind of like is where that particular Preakness horsing event ended there. And then the next part, we are in Nevis. Oh, I meant to mention that at the end of the Preakness event, Angel, the lap dog, and KK, the big dog, basically were trying to tell Giselle, the number 1 dog, that the head dog, that they don't want Jazzy on the trip. And if you guys know Giselle, you tell what not to do, that's exactly what she's going to do. Yep. So we get to Nevis, and on the trip, not only did Giselle invite Jazzy, she tells the girls that this is actually Jazzy's bachelorette party. Messy as hell, oh my God. And then she goes on further and says, oh, these are my sorors. So they're like my sisters. So basically, stabs KK in the butt, which we already told her that Giselle was going to do because that's who Giselle is. And then Giselle further continues and basically said, oh, Jazzy, you my sister in sorority life. And let me tell you, these girls ain't even want you to come on my trip. So guess what? I brought you on my trip because I love you and you're a great girl. And I also, oh my God, it was just so funny. And Karen is just sitting there salty because she thought these girls were her friends. And they quickly showed her that they were not. I tweeted this. I said, they went in so bad on Kay that she sent herself to timeout. Talk about I gotta go in the corner and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said that's what I used to do for my toddler whenever she would act up. And I forgot who, but somebody called Angel out about that WAG comment that I mentioned earlier in the video about my husband's a starter and yours is a backseater or whatever. They're still getting paid, whatever. So she basically denied it. And I think it was Giselle who called it out. She basically denied it, or maybe Wendy, and kind of kowtowed to it like she's been doing. It's weird. And then Wendy called her out about that. She's like, look how you're talking to Giselle. Look how you're like sweet and innocent. Even though you were bossed up about the situation. Look how you were sweet to Kay when she chumped you too. But with me, you have all this energy towards me. What is it? You don't even know me. And you kowtowing and bow down to these women. But to me, you want to bark, boss up. What is that? And she just basically ain't had nothing to say. And then I guess they just kind of gonna let that go. And so it's just showing Angel to be kind of a weakling, a lapdog. She really is acting like a lapdog, like a Shamia. It's like giving Shamia and Portia. And so essentially, I think where it did end, if I remember correctly, Angel and the girls were basically saying that you have to get to know her. She is like a hard shell. Once you guys get to know her, she'll open up. And they say, yeah, but we want to know you. We don't just want to know you based on being KK's friend. We want to know you as your own individual person. And she said she will try to do that. So let's see if she starts to be her own self. But right now, it's giving lapdog. I don't have my own mind and I'm a punk. That's what it's giving right now. But I hope not. The last scene of Angel being a punk is with Giselle, by the way. Giselle called her out for having this ultra filtered picture. And she basically said it's her. So this is the picture in question that Giselle called her out about. She's like, I was looking at a picture of you and Tiffany. I see Tiffany, but I don't see you. And she's like, oh, it's me. I look exactly the same now. And this is her in the scene that she's saying it's me, and she's getting called out. And again, she kowtows to Giselle, and she basically like doesn't. She's quiet about it. She's like, oh, it's me, it's me, it's me. And that's what the energy Wendy is talking about. You can see her face. She's like more innocent versus how her face is when she's with Wendy is very like aggressive. And so she basically, it might be you, but it doesn't look like you at all. Like, you cannot tell me this is the same person. And I'm gonna defend her a little bit because I looked it up, and she does have some really beautiful pictures. Let me show you. When you look at this picture here, you can see the girl in that photo. So like, I think it was just the angle. You know, she obviously just had a child, so she's a little bit more thicker now than she was back in the day. Also, if you take a look at the profile picture from the Bravo website, again, it also looks like the same girl in that picture. Same cheekbones, same jawline, same eyebrows. It's just her nose is a little fuller, again, because she just had a baby. And here too, you can see same cheekbones, same neckline, same cheekbones as I mentioned, same eyebrows, same head structure. You can see that it's her in the photos. Y'all with me? So while it is a big difference here, I think when you are having a baby, you do spread, like your nose spreads. But I can still see the jawline being hers. I can see the nose being hers. And I can see the lips still being hers. I think we have to give her grace. Remember Laura Govan and how she was looking on Basketball Wives on her season, right? Versus how she looks now. Night and day. And I think we have to give women grace when they have babies. A lot of their physicality does change up. So I'm going to give her grace when it comes to this picture. But what I won't give her grace is how she treats Wendy versus how she treats the other girls. I don't like that. And for me, I'm not just judging her based on like, oh, I like Wendy, I'm a Wendy girl, and Wendy is a felon, so she's a liar, so everything Wendy does now is wrong. Yes, Wendy is going through her legal woes right now, but I think like any timeless housewife, they always come back and they always bounce back. And I think if you're a fan of Wendy, you're a fan of Wendy with or without whatever her legalities are. So I'm wishing all the girls best of luck, most of all Wendy. The last thing I'll say is they did bring up this issue with Stacey this episode as well. They mentioned that Stacey is trying to get with Monique Samuels' ex-husband, Chris Samuels. And I just think it's kind of whack and corny for them to bring this up because I think it's sort of the reason that they're so upset with Stacey is because she's back with her husband. I think had she stayed single, this would have been a big plot twist, a big thing, and they would have been able to bring Monique Samuels on as an adversary. But because Stacey went back to her white husband, you know, because they colorist, they not going to really bother it too much. Because they know them white folk be having their lawyers on deck, like Michael did. So they're not going to bother her too much or push back too much on her because they know they will be in court if they play too much with her, right? So because of that protection of her husband, they're not able to play with her the way they really, really wanted to play with her. So it kind of messes up their storyline and their plot for the season, which was to antagonize Stacey all year long. So now she could say, oh, I know Chris Samuels. I thought he was a handsome man. I was separated at the time. I did try to talk to him. He tried to talk to me, but you know, we're just friends. And now I'm back with my husband. And because it has that nice little bow, it pisses them off. Stacey did try to get her big one on Giselle, which was explaining that Giselle has a man, which I showed you pictures of him in the last episode. Let me see if I still have the pictures on my phone. So there he goes. That's allegedly Giselle's new man. Very handsome, very Giselle's type of man. And one thing that I do notice about the girls, they'll pull everybody else's coattails, but they'll never pull Giselle's coat. Like, what is it about her? She's almost untouchable within this cast. But I love that Stacey wasn't scared to try. But girl, I would have been worried for Stacey if I did not see this clip right here.
Now I do. Come on, did you bring any? I find you endlessly entertaining. I do. I really do.
So yeah, I think that is why Giselle and Ashley are shaking in their boots, are really upset with Stacey because she's getting so much love from the man, the myth, the legend, Andy. And I think the fact that Andy is in love with Stacey and is the new teacher's pet, so to speak, the new shiny thing, is really grinding Giselle's gears. So, and let's just be honest, Stacey brings so much. She brings the QVC family. She brings this handsome, is he like German or Russian husband? She has a beautiful child who's still young that can be on Housewives for like a long period of time. And she has like a raunchy, like, mysteriousness about her. She's quick-witted and she's not afraid to be messy or have like the best shade comebacks ever. And like, she might have some stuff up her sleeve too in terms of being naughty and things like that. And so the fact that she's like such a layered character versus Giselle, who is just like messy, everybody else's business, and is kind of always getting Andy in trouble in some way, shape, or form with this series, I wouldn't be surprised if like her time is coming to an end. I mean, not to an end, but just she might become like more of a background player, especially if we can like boost Stacey up. And I think she's just so refreshing for the franchise. And I also think she was like taken by storm this season. Like, we did not know that we would like Stacey this much. So it's just been really refreshing to have a new cast member that has the jokes, that is like just classic, good, just good old housewife time, good old shade, good old positive shade. So her and Tiffany so far are my tops because I love Tiffany's comeback. She just has to get more like in it, you know what I mean? I just liked her comeback and her nice classy check to Ashley, and to me that was like how Potomac was always supposed to be, that kind of classiness and like shadiness at the same time. So we will see what pans out for these girls, but that is the latest for episode 4. And again, we are in season 10. I'll see you guys next week for your Potomac reviews. In the meantime, I am doing Married at First Sight as well, so that's been fun. So check out that recap as well. If you are here watching on YouTube, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment button, and the subscribe button. If you are here on TikTok, don't forget to hit the follow button above. I appreciate any follow, any view, and don't be afraid to comment either. Hit the like button. I'll see you guys next time. It's your girl, Nico Nicole, and this has been Give This Girl a Mic. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. In the next one, actually. Bye.